Hey everyone, Whodunnit here, and welcome to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It's Phoenix Wright, but not Phoenix Wright because it's Herlock Sholmes and his lawyer, understudy, and also child that are separate people. I don't know too much about this game. I pretty much haven't... I've tried not to spoil myself for it. Oh,
yeah, look at that.
so I guess there are two of them.
Resolve.
So these must have come out on like 3DS or something. Or maybe they only came out on...
Really? I thought they were coming out
in Japan, because it's saying copyright 2015 and then copyright 2017, so these are separate things.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know too much. And then there's also adventures. Yeah, because there's this is a lot actually.
It is
Well,
quite
let's just
extensive.
dive right in, and I gotta move my mouse. Came out on 3DS, but were never localized up until now.
After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some were swept away by the tide.
Oh no.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Wait, isn't that the
He
main
did it.
protagonist?
Case closed. We win.
Bienvenue à la Carnival. The adventure of the great departure. (22nd of November, 8:43 a.m.) Supreme Court of Judicature. Is it Judicature? Defendant's Antechamber. 5.
I still can't believe it. I can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What?
The bailiff.
Oh, no. Or, oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. Oh, that's enough. He's not obligated to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today.
Wait,
lawyer.
Can we just stop for a moment?
Yes.
Is there just a breeze in here?
No, it's just me, the intern, with the fan. Just off camera. Don't worry about it.
I
like it how
that's
there. I believe. No, it's not a 3D
trailing
model.
off in the wind. Yes, magnificent.
It's kind of amusing that this guy is just always gonna have those. I can't wait for him to be talking to somebody else with a completely different pattern of wind, like flowing in a completely different direction. Like it'd be great if they actually bothered to make it consistent. Let's see. One of them is 3D and the other is 2D. No, I think they're both 2D. They're using specifically a spine animation tool that makes 2D stuff look kind of 3D-ish.
I know that there are 3D sections to this game, I believe. We'll have to see.
I doubt they would make one of the two 3D.
All I know is,
Unless... No, we're talking about the characters?
Yeah.
Oh. No, you're right.
Yep.
Maybe the characters are 3D, and that the bailiff is just a 2D image, and the lawyer is 3D. That could be it.
Only the significant characters get to have a 3D model. They get to transcend the second dimension.
I mean, it makes sense, but it's just like, poor bailiff. Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue, or I'll cut it off. Why is it? I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's end feudal Japan, early modern modern Japan, like, I guess people would just carry swords on them still, maybe? I
I
thought they got rid of swords for the most part, though.
I remember, for a time, the emperor said that no one would be allowed to carry swords, particularly in cities in the capital.
Yeah.
And for a long time, only samurai were really expected to carry swords.
But yeah, they're right. This guy is a 3D model, because that's a full turn. And Bailiff is just static.
But I do remember seeing that officers would still carry swords with them.
I think even the Bailiff's face might...
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh! Yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by students.
I was a
Obviously,
professor.
You didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. I still can't get over the fact that this guy has, yes, perpetual wind, but also sword. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. He's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway.
Wait, he can hear your narration?
No, I think Ryunosuke is just narrating out loud. That's why Kazuma believes him, because otherwise Ryunosuke would have already narrated his own guilt audibly. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud. I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yeah, that's when all this started. Now he's gone 2D. Oh no!
But he still has the fluttering in the breeze.
Ryunosuke's
indoors.
Ryunosuke's memories are purely in 2D. His reality is in 3D, but he remembers everything like a picture book. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Is this a first playthrough? Yes, we've never played this before. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're gonna get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you. I'm proud, as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple.
That is a good thing to think about. What were the judicial systems like in other nations?
Yeah.
Prior to... Yeah. I don't know. So when they refer to a sophisticated legal system, they probably just mean all of the legal jargon that had been implemented over the course of hundreds of years in, say, Europe.
Yeah. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city and the city of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow. Tomorrow then, partner. Just immediately turned his cowboy.
He took the tea.
Oh! But straight after that, that's when it happened.
Ooh, I wonder who this is.
Asogi, may I have a word?
Oh, hey, it's an old man. Aha, interesting. Oh, is this a mentor of some sort? Professor.
Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Look at that he just has a... Oh, what are they called?
There. The wind is in the opposite direction now. Wait, what does he have?
The
Oh, the poof. Yeah, the little poof. I don't know what it's called.
Just killed a tribble and stitched it to his chest.
Oh.
Well, in this case has personal significance to me. But mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers. He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before. I see. I'll go at once then.
I shall accompany you.
Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you at the courtroom. Yeah, thanks, Kazuma.
Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot.
This is awkward.
If I may.
Yes, sorry.
You can touch my Furby. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe.
Yes, that's right.
My name is Yujin Mikitoba.
Mikotoba.
Mikotoba, yeah.
Sorry.
Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad.
Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand.
Huh.
As such, I feel you should know.
No, what?
Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go study it in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial...
Oh no!
I'm afraid that permission will be revoked, and never granted again.
What?
As I suspected, you are unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances.
Oh, 1 minute. Are all those the judges in the background? They all look like old men with giant beards.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the judge is going to be an old man with a giant beard in this one.
Yeah.
I said earlier today, I was talking to Shell, because we knew we were going to play this. We were going to play it yesterday, but I was not feeling great. But I was like, I kind of wish for this game that they had just used the same judge model as all the previous Phoenix Wright games, kept the personality, and just played it straight as though he's this, like, weird immortal man that no one has recognized that he is eternal.
I'm pretty sure
it's funny, though, that the first and the fourth pictures are nearly identical. They're not fully
similar.
Yeah.
I think the guy on the far left has very long hair, and the guy on the far right has a bald.
Yeah, you're right.
Right at the top of the
head. It would have
head.
been really great if it was just pictures of the same man in different poses.
I
don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer.
I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Sorry? What do you mean?
You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
Ooh.
But then what should I do?
Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Right, so...
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do.
I do? But what will the question be? Surely not...
Do you accept the accusations brought before you?
Oh, that was actually that last line was Ryunosuke.
Oh, do you accept the accusations before you?
Of course not.
Actually, that's probably not his name.
Defendant,
Sorry. Ah!
court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are about to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as a defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Ripes. They're
Oh.
just...
Oh,
Alright.
Ryunosuke. I see.
Ryunosuke. This is it. If the trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial.
Ooh.
My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. Does the Furby make him 100% trustworthy or the most untrustworthy of all? Well, he's trying to convince Ryunosuke to specifically give up on having Kazuma be his lawyer. By effectively tricking him into this, thinking it would help him. This guy is super not trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
With the whole I do
Yeah,
without knowing.
Yeah.
Well,
probably.
also, he seems to be very concerned about ensuring that his...
Yeah, the Kazuma goes
Kazuma
study
goes-
abroad
mhm.
and doesn't take the trial. But
Mhm.
does the Furby help? Have Furbies ever helped anyone? No.
It would be liable to reveal things in court that you didn't want them to hear. They just repeat the words that they hear.
Murder! 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 Murder!
Okay. In any case.
Dagger in the well! I guess that's the parrot, but still.
22nd of November, 9 a.m., Supreme Court, the Judicature, Courtroom 2. Oh,
So this is a courtroom. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of these people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now... You need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin.
ah!
It's the same defense lawyer! But not the same judge. I'm disappointed. Whatever, same voice. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Wait,
No,
really?
it's not gonna work.
It's not going to work. He looks very distinguished.
He does. I still think he's... My headcanon is he's still the same
I'm
man,
pretty
just
sure we're going
much
to have
younger.
a different judge. Well,
The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. That is totally the tutorial lawyer from the in the base games. I love it.
Yep.
As the defense. As is the defense. Before we begin, there's one point of order I'd like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. Sorry. That is correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I'm obliged to ask for a final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Oh.
Is this...
So, if we say I do, we're representing ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
This is it. This must be the question. Who's gonna defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do?
So, do you... the problem is if you do, then you're defending yourself and your friend won't help you. But...
I mean, he'd probably coach us anyway. Maybe instead. See, I feel like just waiting and seeing, just because, like,
Mm-hmm.
It's such a dirty trick.
It is. It is. You know, you're not looking it up, are you?
I want to see what the end result of both are once we've decided.
Ah. The thing is, I'm wondering, is this case going to be rigged in some way? Because when we saw that initial cutscene, it had the main character standing up with a revolver in their hand, a pistol. And yes, there was one gunshot, and the professor that was sitting across the table from him was dead.
It is a non-choice.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think most of this is a non-choice. So let's, so apparently if we wait and see, we get extra. So let's wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmo's the lawyer here. I can't defend myself. I said I do. It'd be tantamount to lying.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been accused of murder, for goodness sake. This is no time for lies. Try to stop fidgeting, Ryunosuke. It's distracting. If I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end very, very badly for my friend. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense.
What?
He's doing it anyway.
What?
What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What?
Oh no.
What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Miko Toba told me everything, just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. No, it's not that, really. It's just that... Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear the reason that you... Bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Really? Sorry, wrong voice. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent that he is confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Huh? Oh! Yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all.
Oh.
In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Huh. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetuated the most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Yes! Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for the case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of right bumper. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. You just have to press right bumper for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose.
All right. We have the university collar pin.
This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with right bumper.
Ah.
You'll find details about the victim here. When you're done, press B to go back.
It must be the man in the bowler hat, right?
Yes. But I might as well take a look at everybody.
Hmm?
Kazuma Osogi,
23. A second-year student at Imperial Yume University. Oh, it's actually in your voice, I suppose.
Yeah.
He's my best friend, and despite being a student, a qualified defense lawyer as well. We have Eugene Mikotoba, a medical school professor at the Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Kazuma's mentor. Taketsuchi Auchi. Or is it Auchi? I know that sometimes you pronounce the extra letters. Lead prosecutor of the case, who would appear to have little love for the changes in the Cultural Reformation has brought about.
I like calling him Ouchie. Takatsuchi Ouchie.
John H. Wilson. Wait, Wilson?
Oh.
That wasn't I've only read some of the character names, but wasn't Wilson the little girl that Hairlock will adopt?
Maybe.
Oh no. John H. Wilson, 47, the victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire.
He's probably a reference to Watson.
He does look an awful lot like Watson.
So it's got to be Watson.
Oh no.
So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the People's section of the court record, then press Y to present. Try it now. I killed Kazuma!
For goodness
I
sake.
killed the prosecutor!
He's just across the room and goes, what?
Ah! You shoot him. It's just like weird bonus ending where Ryunosuke goes mad. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally, and most of you will be aware we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. Can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation, which is AJTFN. Nope, that is not a fun acronym. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Oh. Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? I didn't do it. The case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yep, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. British Empire. Wow. It's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table.
Aww.
and introduce myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did the Professor of Medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Cause of death? Well, obviously, that was, Ryunosuke? Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and then present. Do it now.
Ah, the post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot wound to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Oh, there we go. A single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the
I
body.
shot him in the pec. Right in the boob.
Well, it's the chest.
Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, Yamisel. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that is right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this more modern scientific evidence into the record.
The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record.
So that's a photographic print. Oh, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail's incredible. Very well. I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
I mean, there are probably several witnesses considering it was a restaurant.
Yep. This is it then. Huh. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. Professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes. Clearly, you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Ah, really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first.
The crazy headband. That's always flowing in the way. Oh, the waiter, apparently.
Hey, thank you, Matthias 720 for the, what is that? I don't know. 18-month resub, yeah. Merry Christmas, Wander and Shell. Thanks for the great content this year. I'm looking forward to all your great content next year. Yeah! Merry Crimbo. Happy Chrysler. Look, I can't get that out of my head.
You don't want to say that. We don't.
Merry Christmas.
We don't buy Chryslers.
No, we do not. Merry Crimes.
No.
I hope you all had a absolutely lovely day. We woke up. What did we even do? We woke up, we talked to my family, watched Doom Patrol for a bit, which was okay, and then talked to her family, then went out for Thai food.
Well, we picked it up.
Yeah.
And I'm still slurping up a little bit more of Thai tea.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guzzled mine down because I can't control myself. Santa Claus is dead, the reindeer ate him.
Oh,
nah,
no.
The elves rebelled. That's how it works. I've ever seen the Santa Claus movie. The elves are in control, and they probably just yeeted him again. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at the Western-style restaurant called La Carnival.
Oh! Wait, what does... Wait a minute. Is he suffering from a wound himself? Or does he have tuberculosis?
Or he's just been snacking on the ketchup a little bit too much. Just inhaling this stuff.
How did... he just coughed blood.
Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, Boy, I can't wait to see this guy's freak out. It's a regular occurrence. It doesn't really bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago. Understood, Hosonaga-san. You will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. What is tuberculosis? Like, what are the symptoms of it? What does it do? Because
you
cough up blood.
You cough
clearly.
up blood. Yes. I mean, I remember one of the first instances I'd ever seen it mentioned was the Moulin Rouge. You know,
yeah.
Because the main
I have never seen
female
that.
protagonist.
Do not know the plot. All I know is that Ewan McGregor sings, and that was enough for me to be like, oh well.
Hey, it's a wonderful musical.
Doesn't he fall in love with, like,
Nicole
one of the
Kidman.
girls there?
Yeah.
I think I just knew it was about call girls, like high-class ones, and I was just like, even if it's good, I
think
don't know.
I think it's a bad infection.
My problem is, because I can't really understand people when they're singing, musicals have never meant anything to me.
Oh,
because
shame.
Imagine if you go into like a scene in a video game or something like that, but all dialogue is turned off, and so all you see is the characters pantomiming, and you're like, what is going on? That's what happens whenever I watch a musical, save for like Muppet Treasure Island for the most part. And even then, but like if you have a musical number where it's actually telling the story in some way, shape, or form, like half the time I'm guaranteed to not understand what they're saying, and I just have to kind of guess based on context clues. I don't know. Anyway.
But yeah, I think it causes violent coughing spells, and I think it's just your blood vessels and stuff breaking down, and it's pretty bad.
At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Aspiring maybe, but aspiring. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners in that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it, too. There's hardly anyone else in the place.
Oh, no.
It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot ran out, so I hurried it out into the dining area to see what happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Hold on. Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him. Oh, that's what his voice sounds like.
I mean, it's still high-pitched.
It's high-pitched, but I was giving him
whiny.
too much nasal. But I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defended Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back.
Everyone has to take their turns.
For now, we must quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello...
There was a woman at the table?
There was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Can I save?
Oh, that guy is doing a glasses.
I can't save.
Because this would be the great time to say objection, but the problem is you yourself are a witness, so it's...
I think we wait and see.
Yeah.
It's not time for cross-examination.
Mm-hmm.
I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject. Ryunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I never would have gotten into Yume University otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know? If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Alright, you've scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just gonna shut my eyes and say it. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the table. Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all. But I'm sure of what I saw. Kusunaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone.
But the glasses, the glasses of evil, that's what I call them whenever you have an anime character
The evil.
push the bridge of him up and they just completely glaze over with light.
Oh, interesting. If you don't see the penalty HP bar pop up, either you can pick again if you pick wrong, or both railroad you into the same choice. That's a good point. I forgot about the HP bar for this one.
Yep.
Let's see. I hate these non-choices. Why are they even a thing? Realistically, Phoenix Wright games, you don't really play for the gameplay.
We play for the story.
To be honest, there's actually a full story mode that gets rid of all gameplay, and it's a little
you just watch
tempting
it
to play
like a long movie.
Yeah, kind of. Because, ultimately, I'm not playing these games for the complexity of the court cases, because they're not that complex. It's very linear, and there's only one solution to almost every problem. And so it's some part of me is well, I could just turn it on story mode and not think about it.
The one thing I find frustrating is when you have a piece of evidence or you know something that
and they're
you can put
not
forward.
Yet, or not now, or just no. And then you have to use it the next line over, but there's no indication that that's where you're supposed to use it. And so you just keep trying until you find it.
Or you have to present that piece of evidence that you want to put out as evidence, but you have to go through other pieces of evidence to get to that one piece of evidence. And
it's hey, I want to present the murder weapon because it's super tied to this guy. You present it. What are you talking about? That makes no sense. All right, fine. Now I have to produce my own shoe, plus my lawyer badge, plus the judge's own beard, then the murder weapon. And then that makes sense, question mark. It's Phoenix, right? It is what it is. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant, as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to.
Why was there an X on his note card? It looks as though this was an assassination.
I think that's just where the dead man was. He drew this himself to denote where Wilson was. Let me see. Sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
But there were no other dots of all the other patrons.
Nope.
No.
Well, you're certainly a very conscientious waiter.
No. It was an X. For murder.
Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well...
Uh-huh, see?
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Uh-huh, what's...
Of course. Here you are.
Watch it be a business card. You know how he said it was his business card? Watch it be the backside. Hitman
Hitmans are
services.
us. Will kill for money. Will kill... Not even will kill for money. Will kill Wilson for money. Just like super overt.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record.
Oh, I want to flip that card around.
Oh, absolutely. He's not a waiter. Why would a waiter have a business card?
That too.
So, the court has now heard the precis of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant.
I wonder if it means summary. Or,
Possibly.
A summation.
The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court.
Wait a minute. Unsworn witness? That means he can lie. Not that
Yeah.
a person swearing upon anything is really much better, but, you know.
But I must warn the defense, if you're determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
Wait! Objection! That's a contradiction! Wait, he said that he had other sworn witnesses? Where are these sworn
I don't know.
witnesses?
We'll
Why
get to
did you
it.
bring the unsworn witness?
Can I? Oh, god damn it.
We can't.
This is so stupid.
We can't flip it around.
We can't flip it. Ryunosuke, you absolute twit. Flip it over.
We'll probably have to go through some
I'm
specific
sure we will.
dialogue chains.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
Well, obviously you're not guilty, so don't say you are.
What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems.
No.
Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence?
No.
Are you stupid? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities.
It's because people are
You
lying.
said it. Professor Mikotoba said it. And so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you.
He does realize, though, that if he pleads guilty, if there's a reprieve, it's just going to be life imprisonment or hard labor.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not life, but yeah. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Ah! The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. We'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Right. We need the sworn witnesses.
Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with the proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witness. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once.
I do have to say, the glasses that they have on the one guy look a little modern